Thanks for the heads up there, Shark Lord. The intent for that was setting up a better waiting screen here and be back soon screen. There we go. That feels better. Welcome by Swayze, Goo, and Shark Lord. How's it going tonight? And potentially Callie, since Callie is playing Minecraft, or not Minecraft, Animal Crossing with Shark Lord. Oh yeah, I muted the sound there. We should fix that. A little bit loud on the music. No. There we go, that's about maybe a little less than that. Okay, that should be probably pretty good. Also, Zacinator, welcome over on Twitch. Got all the languages. Ohayo gozaimasu. But, I think konbanwa is a better greeting in Japanese, since it is evening time. Yeah? Perhaps, let me get Twitch chat open. This is like one of the longest startups I've had in a long time. Okay, we're still hunting down Weedle and Kakuna, just so everybody knows. We have a box that is empty this time, so we don't have to worry about the box getting too full. If they are in Japan, it is morning there. You are not wrong about that. Actually, if they're in Japan, it's probably afternoon there. I think Japan's like 18-ish hours ahead. Maybe 14 hours ahead. Sure, I would love to know how you found my stream. Yeah, your most generic Japanese hello saying is good afternoon, basically. Actually, konnichiwa is good day. Yeah, good afternoon. Ohayo gozaimasu, good morning. Konbanwa, good evening / night. Shark Lord, it's you that's always like, writing random things in Japanese, isn't it, on my stream to test to see if I can read it that day. You found your stream by searching Professor Oak Challenge on Twitch because you like doing them too. Very epic. I like the idea of Professor Oak's Challenge. However, it bothered me that the rules stated for it were to only use one cartridge and to not do version exclusive Pokemon. So we're doing a Living Dex version of it. Notifications finally worked. That's what's up by Swayze. I'm glad they finally did their job. You thought Sapphire was brutal, but this looks way worse. Yeah, honestly, even compared to like looking for Relicanth and Phoebus in Ruby Emerald Sapphire, I feel like this Weedle's being more difficult. Yeah, we don't get XP share. I have like 19 Pokemon I have to fully evolve. Not really 19, but you know, whatever. Welcome back, Zakinator. Apologize for that. Got struck with the ads. But yeah, I was saying, I don't know if you caught it, but I was saying I don't like that the Professor Oak Challenge excludes region exclusive Pokemon or version exclusives and doesn't have you trade, so we're doing a Living Dex version of it. That's why it's the Professor Oak's Extreme Living Dex. And welcome, Spades. Hello, Chunkachu. When you got that full odds Whismur, you freaked out? Dude, I freaked out for you. Like, that is legit. I love Whismur for absolutely no reason other than, like, it just spoke to me when I was 10 playing the game. You did the Professor Oak Challenge in Pokemon Crystal in 2021. I would love to know how long it took you, Zach, because I am going to guess somewhere north of 300 hours. Ah, 207 hours, 31 minutes. That number's burned into your memory. I appreciate the dedication. Have it engraved on your tombstone. Just 207:31. And like nobody will know what it means and it'll be fabulous. You know, aside from the fact that you would have to be deceased for that would not be fabulous, but just the cryptic message that everybody will try to figure out. By Swayze's at 57 hours and 101 Mons in Sapphire. 73 hours was, almost 74 hours was before the first badge. I'm probably going to be pushing that myself. The game clock lies. It has not been 4 hours, it's been 7 hours. The first, like, 2 hours of the gameplay, I was resetting to get all the starters. So, we are a little bit longer than that. My stream time when added together will not be wrong, though. Oh my gosh. I did not post the rules to this challenge. I need to post the rules. Shame on me. Also, the views that this stream is like actually getting, like this series, is actually pretty cool. So, you know I've played way too much Ruby Emerald Sapphire. When I'm just casually walking through the grass here, I know you can't run in this game, but I still have to hold down the B button. Like, it's just reflex. I cannot play this game anymore without holding down the B button. It does absolutely nothing. Done. Rules have been posted. Crystal is easier than gold and silver because you don't need to get over 30,000 Poké Dollars before the first gym to get Moonstone from your mother to evolve Jigglypuff. How do you even get that much money? In this game, Zach, in order to get all the starters in the way that I did it, because this is a virtual console, I had to brock through walls in order to get enough fundage to even catch all of these Pokemon. So, while I haven't defeated the first gym leader or gotten the first badge, I had to go battle extra trainers to get the funding to obtain the Pokemon. The reason why is because if I was using a cartridge version, I could have used the PC save glitch to basically clone my Pokemon so that I could get all forms for the living dex. But because this is a virtual console version, it saves faster, it's just overall processing a little faster, so it's harder to hit that sweet spot. So I had to create save states, trade away the Pokemon, restart over and over again, and that cost 8 Pokeballs to be able to do, and that just tipped me over the edge, made it so I couldn't continue. Including version exclusives and trade evos would be considered making this a co-op Professor Oak challenge. I don't know why there's a distinction between the two. Like, it doesn't make it any easier to do so. It actually makes it harder. So I don't know why it would be like, oh, co-op, you know, there was help. Not really. But I do get it, because you're using a second cartridge, it's a co. Brass, read the Japanese. Brass. Oh, my brain. Okay, I know the first part is Barasu. There's that symbol is a Zay. The one before that is either it's nah. Oh, what does that say? I'll figure it out eventually. The distinction is mostly just because the normal Professor Oak challenge is what a normal human being could do with one video game without using glitches or cheats. That's fair. Okay. It's a nah. Okay. I'm like, I get messed up on A and NA and another symbol, but Burasu Naze something G Gai What is your favorite Pokemon? About to pull up the stream on Twitch on the work computer. That's what's up. What made me want to do Gen 1? It has the number 1 in it, and I'm doing all of the gens. Perfect. And it says the last two symbols are Suka, right? No, that's not right. Because as you can tell, I wasn't able to read all of the words, but I was able to guess the sentence. Naze Pokemon ga Ichiban Suki. Ah, Suki. Which Pokemon do you like the most? Okay. And as for how you get that much money in gold and silver is by picking and selling berries. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, so you would have to take literal days for those to generate, since the Pokegear follows a real-world clock that you can't manipulate. Ew. I mean, that would be easy in Ruby and Sapphire. You just catch a whole slew of Zigzagoon. You translate when I guess right, yeah. I feel like it's a lot harder reading it on a computer than it is on my flashcards. I'm also pretty certain that there was kanji, or not kanji, katakana and hiragana characters in there, which makes it even more difficult. You sell a berry for $5 and you need 30,000 for your mother to get you the Moonstone. That is terrible. What's the clock change thing? Say that again. There was an ad. I don't know what I said. Oh. I'm pretty sure that sentence had katakana and hiragana in there. I deducted that there was no kanji in there that I could tell, but definitely hiragana and katakana, and I can read hiragana, but I cannot read katakana that well. By taking your trainer ID and current money and putting into this like calculator thing on your computer, you can find a certain code, and if you do a certain button combination on the title screen, it will bring up a menu to reset your clock. To reset the clock, you just got to put the code, and then automatically it will ask you to redo the time and day when you load your save file. Oh my gosh. Prior to Gym 3, you can get yourself like, or prior to Gym 1, you can get yourself like, what, 3 berry locations? It's like $15 a day. Azalea Town. The route after Violet, the route before Violet has like 2, so 4. You can get yourself $20. Swayze at Work. I love the name. I love it so much. That is beautiful, Swayze. Oh. Well, that's why I had a hard time reading Pokemon. I'm like, I feel like that said Pokemon, but I wasn't sure. Why is Pokemon in katakana, might I ask? That's because everybody else is chatting over on Twitch. Also, recently did a Professor Oak challenge and a ROM hack called Pokemon Super Gold 97. You recently completed it. Okay. Never heard of that ROM before. Right. I get why-ish, like, what it stems from in English. But that word can easily be spelt with Japanese characters and it, like, originates in Japan. That's why I don't get it. Like, why they're electing to do it that way. Because, like, don't they call it Pokemon in Japanese anyways? Or is it... Well, no, I guess originally it was in Japanese called Pocket Monsters. So I guess that still makes sense. They had a showcase called Space World, and in 97 there was a demo for Pokemon Gold. Later on, that was a demo completely scrapped despite being like 70% complete. Oh, yeah. Is that using the sprites for like the baby Tauros looking thing and other weirdities that were supposed to be in Pokemon Gold that weren't? Well, yeah, English words are always spelled in katakana. You're right. I don't know. Pocket Monsters maybe English in word origin, but Pokemon totally should be Japanese in word origin, and I don't think you'll change my mind because they have Po, they have Ke, they have Mo, they have N, they have Pokemon. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh yeah, this Caterpie's never defeating this Metapod. We gotta change that. Oh, my life, okay. Yeah, eventually I want to get to Generation 3. And I figured I might as well start with 1 because I know once I do 3, 1 and 2 are going to suck so bad that I won't want to touch them. So I figured if I start with the grind fest here, I would have a better time of it. And I wanted to do Crystal as soon as possible because me and Tenny wanted to do a race to see who could complete the decks the fastest. That one will probably be just a Pokedex, only working with one copy of the game. So a Pokedex challenge, and then later I'll turn it into a Living Dex deal after that. But that's just because I'll be racing Tenny. And then after that, Gen 3, I will have Zigzagoon to pick up all of the Pokeballs and money that I could ever need. There was no Baby Tauros, but yes, it does have that thing of like old baby Pokemon like Baby Grimer and Baby Meowth, Dodo. This has an alternate evolution for the Weepin' Bell and an evolution for Ditto and Porygon 2. Look like a spherical lion. Ooh. Yeah. I'm not gonna survive that. Oh yeah? Didn't have a written guide? I don't know if I'm going to follow a written guide for this. I think for the most part, I have the locations of all the Pokemon and where you can find them memorized. The only thing that's going to maybe trip me up, well, even that, like, knowing, okay, I have now accessed this area, I know every Pokemon in this area that I have to obtain. Should be doable. Yeah, switch training Caterpie on another Caterpie. The cool thing about this game is, in doing the Professor Oak's challenge, is the further you go, the easier it is to do. Like, it just sucks right now because I have to get my Pokemon leveled so high on such low-level Pokemon. Once I get past Brock, it becomes significantly easier. Like, technically speaking, I am a leg up ahead of where I need to be because I had to go battle extra trainers to get the money to complete the run before Brock. Like, I had extra trainers leveling up my Charmander, but I really don't count that as a bad thing because it just means that those trainers I could have used to level up other Pokemon after the fact can no longer be used to level up those Pokemon. So, like, it's a multiplication problem, really. Don't see why I wouldn't, but just to make sure you know, in the Professor Oak challenge for Kanto, after you beat Misty, the next gym that you do is Koga, because after you collect everything that you can with walking, the next thing you need is the ability to surf, so you can get everything you need from surfing. Then you would fight Erica to get strength so you can get Articuno. And other strength required encounters, and then you would be able to fight the remaining 4 gyms. That's right, because Misty grants cut, doesn't she? Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, Badge 1 of Sapphire took around 19 hours. The next 2 took around 25 combined. If you did the daycare method, it would have been way faster. Well, that works. Yeah, that makes sense. Being perfectly honest, Zach, I don't think that I would have done that. I think that I would have just defeated Lieutenant Surge and moved on. But you're right. After Misty, you can go straight to Koga, basically. Which basically means that once you beat Erica for that strength, you really 6, 7, and 8. Yeah. Once you beat Erica, the gyms can be like all the gyms can be done, right? Because if you get Strength and Surf, literally everything is opened up to you except for Pokemon only obtainable in the Rock Tunnel, not Rock Tunnel, Victory Road. Brock grants Flash, Misty grants Cut, Koga Surf, Erica Strength, Lieutenant Surge gives you Fly. So while it's annoying to get as many Pokemon as you can before fighting gyms, Fly is not required. Yes. That sounds brutal. I think the thing that scares me the most about this run is the Safari Zone. Knowing that I have to catch everything in there before I can even do anything. Yeah, Cerulean Cave and Victory Road are like the only things that are off limits. Currently about to enter the Safari Zone on your run now. Ew. Gen 3 Safari Zone sucked, but so did Gen 4. I hated the Pokeblock mechanic so much. It just seems so unnecessary. Hi, cat. No, don't eat my glasses. Pokemon Go or Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu, gym badges are not required to use the HM replacements, which means you get Articuno and Zapdos before fighting any of the gyms after Brock and Misty. Where in the original Gen 1, you need Koga to get Zapdos. Oh, yeah, that's true. Professor Oak's challenge on Let's Go Pikachu Eevee does not sound that terrible at all. I have a video coming out tomorrow about spoofing in Pokemon Go I'm pretty excited about. I'm even more excited for Community Day so I can participate in a Let's Go event or Pokemon Go event and do another video. It's the easiest game to do the challenge on. The only thing that's annoying is that there's are required stops you have to do if you're before the first gym, because the only way to get unlimited money is from watching this one lady slowpoke, and she'll give you a pearl, which is about to be able to be done once a day. You can't change the console clock to make it happen again immediately. And what's the money for? Is that for evolution items or something? Balls. Can't you go to like Professor Oak's aid at any point and get more Pokeballs? Isn't that a thing? Like, don't they just tell you to go to them at any time to get more? Or is that's not a thing? Huh. Yeah, then that game would be super annoying because the catch mechanic's crazy in that game. Not too bad, but you know. I still think it's super easy, but that part would be mildly upsetting. The only way to get experience is by catching Pokemon, so you need a lot of Pokeballs, and the only way to get Pokeballs is by spending money on them. So, other than selling the candies you get by transferring Pokemon to Oak, which doesn't give you much money, you need to get that one Pearl every day. Yeah, that sounds just like it takes a lot of days to do. It's kind of sad. Remind me not to do that game. I feel like the Alola games would be fairly easy to do. Hey, there's a Kakuna. Now I need to figure out what I can use to attack this thing with. Because I'm pretty sure Rattata is going to destroy it. So that leaves Bulbasaur's Leech Seed. For now. Once it hardens all the way, I'm pretty sure I could use Rattata to attack it. But then again, maybe for the best to just get it down to about a third. Ooh. I just realized, Zach, that technically speaking, that means that I need to get a Dragonite before I can do the third gym. That's disgusting. Because after Misty, Dratini's available. Oh, yes. We got a Kakuna. And we're gonna save the crap out of that. That was a 1 Pokeball capture, unlike Chunkachu. I was gonna cry if that was a Weedle, just to let you know. Because, like, I don't think I can handle a Weedle right now. Which is kind of sad to say, that I'm in such dire straits that I can't handle a Weedle right now. But it's not to survive it, it's to effectively whittle its health down. My Pokemon are too powerful. He's too awesome! Yawn. Oh, wow. Too bad I already caught all my Caterpies that I need. That Metapod is actually pretty strong. That's I'm still processing the fact that with Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, the only way to get experience is through catching Pokemon. That is so many Pokemon you'd have to capture. Especially early on in Route 1, even with the XP like, that just sounds so sad. My body is telling me I did not get enough sleep last night. Oh hey, I'm level 8. Don't level up. No, but this does make me want to do a shiny only run. I think after Gen 3 I might have to take a break from Living Dex challenges and do a shiny only run. Level 9. Pidgey's leveling up so fast. Metapod. I think the saddest part about me being dead tired right now and like trying not to fall asleep is the second I'm done with the stream, when my wife gets home, like I'm not going to have this problem at all. I'm going to be like wired so much. Just like out of nowhere, I will just be wide awake. Hey, Haunter fan, welcome. Welcome. Oh yeah, I need to mark off the fact that I found one of our Weedles. Well, Kakuna Matata. Oh, I was supposed to nickname that Kakuna. I was gonna nickname that Kakuna Matata. Matata. Yeah, we're still looking for the last Weedle wall, doing some leveling. Kakuna Matata to you too? Oh, thank you. Man, I wish all of the Pokemon would level up as fast as this Pidgey is. Also, you are not going to be able to unsee this, but like that Pidgey sprite kind of looks like the Pidgey is crying. Love seeing the Popplio that Coppercoin got. That was pretty cool. I still detest Popplio, but he was pretty convinced that he wanted that seal, so the seal he got. I still think had that stupid seal not been there, he would have chose Torchic. Like, that was completely so left field. I didn't see that one coming. Torchic didn't do as well as expected, obviously, but he made it to the final round, so... Water Fairy is decent typing. Yeah, I never liked the idea that it turns into a seal mermaid thing. Like, that just bothers me. I like Popplio as an individual. Popplio's pretty awesome. I give crap to Popplio, but it's by association. It's kind of like I hate the entirety of Gen 8 because Hop is so terrible, but like Gen 8 isn't a bad game. Water Fairy isn't a bad typing, and Popplio isn't a bad Pokemon. Popplio is cute, Popplio is awesome, but Popplio evolves into Primarina, and I just hate that thing so much. I think in February, I'm going to get myself a 3D printer. And before you guys know it, this area is going to be covered in all sorts of Pokemon paraphernalia that I've had made that is like decked out in LED lights. You can bet your dollars that there's going to be a Gengar 3D printed. I should 3D print a Switch stand where the Gengar is like a Mega or a Dynamax Gengar. Maybe I'm thinking of Mega Gengar. I don't know. Where it's just eating the Switch case. It's just a Switch stand. I'll be able to open up more Brascoin 3D printed merch. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I learned my lesson with sales the last time. They're kind of not it. Because, oh, what was it? Out of the 125 of these patches I had made, I still have 121 of them. And 2 of them are on my jacket. 1 of them is on my wife's hoodie. And my mom has another one running around the house. So I've sold exactly 0 of them. So I'm not in a hurry to do much Brascoin merch. Because I had about 40 people that were interested in getting a patch. Not a one. Granted, the site wasn't up for very long, but nobody's expressed interest in actually buying one since then. So I haven't worried about trying to put the site back up yet. The only person, there was one person that was going to buy them, and that was Wiss. But due to a country restriction, Shopify would not let them finalize the transaction. But I'm definitely going to make some cool stuff. So I'm saying you need to buy 100 patches? Absolutely, that's exactly what I'm saying. Not impossible. And to be fair, like, yeah, the price for the patches was pretty steep. Like, I had them listed for like $10 a pop. Understandably, that's a chunk of change a little bit. But yeah, I think I decided that at this point, I'm just going to sell them through PayPal. Yeah, it's not worth swapping out on this one. Manapod. On the bright side, Rattata and Pidgey aren't too far away from evolving. That'll be a good percentage. I did not get a paid ATM or a way to make money. I should look up where payday is, but I haven't been looking for it yet because I know I'm going to encounter a Meowth as soon as I get past Brock. And I highly doubt, like, I don't think there's a payday prior to this. So, I'm pretty sure payday comes sometime around Vermilion City. At the earliest. Oh, and back to the Generation 8 thing. Jay, the reason why I hated it so much is because Hop was almost a direct clone of How, just with more of a Spanish twist as opposed to Hawaiian. Or maybe I should say more of an Indian twist. I don't know. He's got more of an olive complective skin tone as opposed to more of a Hawaiian look to him. But like that's literally the only difference in their personality. There's none. Hey, Tavon, yeah, welcome. We're doing Kanto. And that and how he has a canonical British accent. Does he? I mean, I wouldn't mind that part. How means fox in Hawaiian and hops is a type of plant. The more you know. And Route 12 has payday. What the heck is Route 12? Can't always pick your rivals. Yeah, that's true. Gary's the best rival. Actually, I take that back. Gary is the second best rival, maybe even the third. My all-time favorite rival will always be May. Second to May, Wally. Wally is pretty great. Where does Barry rank? Probably like 6th. I would say, well, I guess we have to take into account that some games have multiple rivals and what are we classifying as a rival. But for the sake of numbers, I would say that it goes May, Wally, Gary, Hugh, Barry, Sharon, and then everybody else. Ain't nobody got time to list all those guys. Nimona is pretty great, but only because we were dealt such trash for so long. I do enjoy Penny as a rival. And, like, Penny's not even a rival, but, like, that Eevee battle is spectacular. A lot of people I know enjoyed Arven as well. So, I mean, it's not like they fed us Serena, Tierno, and all those guys from Gen 6 again, so that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like they, instead of trying to make your rival in everything, they split up your rival, and which leads me to retract my statement. It goes May, N, Wally, Gary, Barry, Hugh, Sharon. So Sharon, number 7, Barry, probably number 6. And then everybody else. With, I would say Nimona probably beats out Sharon, honestly. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. What I like about Nimona is, yes, I should do a rival ranking video, actually, and that has been on my docket, and a champion ranking video. Nimona is great because she has the personality of Hao, but only towards battle. She's overzealous about one thing, a very focused mind. Whereas Hao is just super excited about everything all the time. And it just bothers me. And then to have Hop be like the exact same way and have that same animation over and over again, just over the top excitement for no reason, just pisses me off. It just is so grating. And the fact that it could only progress the story through cutscenes as opposed to making you read and move on. Like, you enter a route and you have a cutscene, sometimes 2 cutscenes to get through the route. It was so jarring. Vroom screech, vroom screech, vroom screech. Everybody's been like in that type of vehicle. It's like learning to drive a stick shift. That's how abruptly that jerks you back and forth with playing, watch this, playing, watch this. While I'm ranking them, you can review their teams and make suggestions that would make them better. That I could. The reason why May is my all-time favorite is she is the only rival that has ever consistently stomped me over and over and over again. And, like, I know going into the battle what Pokemon I need to beat her, but because I don't want those Pokemon on my team, I never use them. But I know how to beat her team, but she consistently stomps me. And maybe everybody else didn't have that same experience with May or Brendan because they didn't choose Mudkip with a 4x weakness to your rival's main Pokemon. with no access to fire type Pokemon and no real water or no real bird type Pokemon that you can level up by then. Like, you get Swellow if you're lucky. So maybe it's my fault for not, like, hyper leveling a Tailo. Or not over leveling a Shroomish to get poison. So, like, there's definitely ways to beat May if you plan your team accordingly. But, like, just going through the game, that rival fight stomped you so bad. And I'm specifically talking about the one in between Slayport and Mauville City. That battle, she just wrecks you so hard. Yeah, choosing your starter is in fact how you choose your difficulty setting. For example, in this game, easy mode is Bulbasaur. Middle mode, Squirtle. Hard mode, Charmander. In that game, Trico was definitely easy mode, followed by Torchic, and then Mudkip is the hardest. Well, yeah, I'd still stick with that. Because Torchic will get beat up the first gym battle, but have a pretty easy time after that. Trying to steal a Moonstone from a Lunatone at the moment. Haha. There you go. Charin. Cherin. He's the nerd that becomes a gym leader in Black 2. He's part of your rival, and then Bianca's like the other half. And Gen 5 is where they started doing that stupid split where you have like two friends that set out on a journey together with you, and one's really terrible and one's supposed to be really good. I mean, it really started in Gen 3, but Gen 3 did it well. So Gen 3 starts you off, you're just a trainer, you're a gym leader's son, supposed to be good, but you never had Pokemon before, so you're going to be the understudy of the professor's kid who's had Pokemon their entire life, and so you get to rise and excel above them, so they should be stronger than you. There's a canonical reason for why they should be better, but aren't. And then Wally is the underdog that you're kind of rooting for to become great, and then you stomp him at the last minute. Well, you stomp him throughout the story, but he keeps getting back up. But then you just get to the Elite Four, and he follows you there, and you stomp him for the last time. And you're like, stay in your place, good sir. But Wally's team is just amazing. Is my Gen 3 fanboy coming out yet? Because, like, my next statement is, I think the all-time greatest champion ever is Steven Stone. Followed by Cynthia, followed by Lance. This 5% feels like 0. I feel some percent 0. Yes. I feel that. I feel like I'm getting 0% of my EXP each time I fight. the reasons why Steven Stone, Cynthia, and Lance are the greatest champions to me is they seem like they're the only champions that actually do something. Like, Gary doesn't count as a champion because he's only won for 5 minutes. Granted, his champions team's pretty rock solid, but Steven Stone, he's actively out in the world trying to fix things. Like, he's aware of the fighting going on between Magma and whatnot. Magma and Aqua. Cynthia's great because her team was super, super cool. Like, very well done. Actually provides a challenge for the first time in champion history. And she's also involved in the going on of the world, especially in Platinum. And then Lance, for the same reasons. Lance's team is pretty awesome. I love the dragon theming, even though he's more accurately a flying type, but he declares himself a dragon type trainer, but whatever. He also, in Gold and Silver, is shown to be out in the world fighting against Team Rocket, doing cool things with his champion police status, basically. And then everybody else, you know? You got Alder, gets his butt handed to him by a thug. Diana was stupid. She's just a movie star that likes to train. Not very challenging. You are the first champion of the Lola region, so How doesn't count, because he technically never was. And I can't remember if in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon that's the same, or if they changed that in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, or if it was different in Sun and Moon. I can't remember. The details are spotty on that one, but I know in one of the Gen 7 games, I feel like it's Ultra Moon, there is no champion. You are the first champion. Which is really cool. I think that's an awesome deal. And then Gen 8, Leon. He's basically an accomplice to Criminal. With good intentions, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. And Gen 9, there is no champion. Geeta's just the chairwoman, and they did her so dirty. Now that we can reflect, is SV the worst game of the series? I don't know as I would go that far, but it's definitely a tie between 7, 8, and 9. Like, it's a toss-up between those three. I've most recently played through 7, 8, and 9. I can confirm, to me, those are the worst 3 games in the series, but I wouldn't know how to say which one of them is the worst on any given day. I cut Scarlet and Violet a lot of slack for what it's trying to accomplish. I can see like a semblance of a vision. But yeah, the world to me is so hollow. At least in Alola, the world feels filled out. You know, all the buildings you can go in. There's things to discover inside the buildings. It's still got that older style of play. Gen 8, a lot of the buildings you can go into, but the world still feels pretty hollow. A lot of places to explore. I love the experimentation with the more open world, but they sacrificed some world building for it. Scarlet and Violet sacrificed a lot of the world building. It's very hollow, but you can literally go anywhere, anytime, at any place, for the most part. And I like that concept. I like how they're moving that direction, but they also need to fill up the world. You can't even go in the shops. You just click on the door and, like, you're in the shop, but you're not. You just get to buy stuff and you're standing outside. They really lazily created the world. You don't feel like you're in it. You kind of feel like you're just in a central hub in a gacha game. I do as well love HMs. I do like the open world concept though. And like I understand concessions had to be made for experimentation, but if that's the way Pokemon's going to be, I would say those games are teetering into the worst ever. I would say on average, I hate Gen 7 because I love the Pokemon in it, don't get me wrong. I just hate the concept of not having gym leaders. I did not like the Island Trials. I did not like very much the Totem Pokemon. But beautiful world. Would like it to be bigger, obviously. Feels kind of small. Pokemon are pretty awesome. And like, I give Gen 7 a lot more slack than I used to. What my biggest complaint with Gen 7 is Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are the exact same game. They easily could have just did a $10 DLC to turn Sun into Ultra Sun. That's my biggest gripe with those games. At least with Black 2 and White 2, it at least felt like they redid everything. They restructured the gyms, they restructured how you do things, they changed the story. That was pretty cool. Scarlet and Violet did lose the precious overworld sparkle. That was a stupid decision on their part. Scarlet and Violet also made it infinitely easier to shiny hunt Pokemon. I'm not sure how I feel about that on most days, but I think on most days it is a good thing for shiny hunting. I think it's cool. But like, just so much sacrifice was made for it. But the Pokemon are fire. Absolutely love the story. Love the involvement of the other characters. Like, it feels like they actually had something to do with the game. But again, the world was hollow. So, I think on any given day, any one of those three could be the worst. Two games that you can never say are the worst in the series are Gen 3 and Gen 5. Like, hands down. The first 4 generations, well, yeah, really the first 5 generations, you really can't say are the worst. Nobody can say they're the worst in the series. Anything after 5 is fair game. Oh yeah, never as exciting as full odds. You're right. Okay, I am briefly going to dip for a second to get a bottle on the warmer for the baby. Hopefully he will be content with himself until the ball heats up. He's kind of making sounds. Like when you got a shiny Whisper, your playthrough was worth it there. Oh yeah. And which game were you playing on again? Was it Ruby, Emerald, or Sapphire? Sapphire. That is so cool. Sapphire's my favorite out of the 3. Yeah, got your shiny starter on Ruby. That's right. I still can't believe, like, this entire stream, I haven't ran into a single Weedle. Or maybe I have, and I've just been so preoccupied with what I'm doing that I ended it. I don't know. Please enjoy a selection of our theme song while I go and feed a baby a bottle real fast and preheat an oven. Should take about like a minute. Will I have to catch a Weedle in that forest before I can move on? Indeed I do. Literally the last Pokemon I need before I can just focus solely on leveling. Luckily, like, I only have the next route over to level up on, and I think the Pokemon are pretty much the same levels. They might bump up more consistently to level 5 and 6, but I'm pretty sure it's still 4s. What are the odds of Weedle? I have no idea. But at this point, I think that I'm more likely to have found a shiny Pokemon by now. You used to always have a Beedrill on your team. It was useful against Erica. That's fair. Yeah, there aren't many useful Pokemon against Erica, are they? Fire types, but the only one you really get before then is a Growlithe, a Vulpix, and a Charmander, I think. Maybe a Ponyta. I think I've ran into 2 Weedles and like 4 Kakunas. Oh, apparently I used Tail Whip. That's effective. One of the Weedles I think I accidentally killed. One of the Weedles I caught and evolved. One of the Kakunas I caught. 2 I've killed. And one of them I couldn't capture because my box was full. You aren't going to find the Weedle though. There are none in Pokemon Blue. I've already found 2. But it does feel like that sometimes. The Weedle's most commonly found location, I swear, is right around this trainer. You were about to say the same on Wiki. It says it not appear. Blasphemy. I've caught 2 already. Well, 1. It is a little bit more on the rare side, though. Check my Pokedex, see if it pops up. Yeah, right here. Oh, you wanted to see the odds? What does it say the odds are? 1 in a million. $1 million. It does not appear. What? Why does it say that? Like, I have video evidence right now that it appears. Maybe the odds are just so low that... Hacker. Clearly. That is odd. It says that it isn't in blue, so the odds must be really bad. Yeah, and see, when I look up stuff, it doesn't show that it's that bad. All bookmarks. Version exclusives. Yeah, it doesn't appear in the version exclusives as unobtainable. It's very interesting that on several different sources it says it's not found in this game. Okay, once again, I will be right back. I'm not looking forward to having to switch train Caterpie more. Yep. That's why I had to save some funding for it, or I will have to go into the cave to get the rest of the funding for it here. So all of the trainers I beat in Mount Moon and some items I have to sell. Wait, I do still have items, right? Yeah, I kept these items so I could sell them. Just so I could make sure I could buy those Magikarps. Because I have to buy 2. I can always fish for them at Cerulean City? Yeah. Wait, I do get the old rod in Cerulean City, right? No, the old rod's in Vermilion City. I have to get Magikarp before Mount Moon. Because if I don't, then I pass it up and I have to, and I fail. The old rod's in Fuchsia? No way. That's the super rod. Or the good rod. Because one's in Vermilion, one's in Fuchsia, and then one's in between Vermilion and Fuchsia on the right seaside. Yeah, the old rod's in the house to the left of the Pokemon Center in Vermilion. The internet has been wrong before. Yeah, Fuchsia City I feel like should be the good rod. Because the fisherman's out of the way. And you might have to do a Snorlax to get to him. I don't know what that sound was, but I need to go check on a baby. Does anyone else's cats have an unnatural obsession with eating plastic bags? My cat is chronically stupid and eats plastic bags if we leave them around. Lavender Town. Sounds like a dangerous diet. Yeah. But my cat is dumb. And it's super funny because I was saying earlier on the stream that I was feeling like falling asleep, and I think I had a micro crash. It was like, yeah, the second my wife gets home, I'll be like wired or whatever. Yeah, I'm pretty awake right now. Ooh, level 16. That's a nice place to end Radita's journey for the moment. Sleep deprivation can have ups and downs. I am constantly in a state of sleep deprivation. The bright side with this Caterpie, I don't have very many levels to do. Ooh, trying to breed and got hit with a they don't seem to like each other much. That's unfortunate. So, I didn't know Beldum could breed until like generation 8. Because every time I put it in the daycare, I could never get past that message. When you start hallucinating, you know it can be bad. Yeah. As a small child, I once didn't really sleep for 2 weeks. Like, I would do a 20-minute power nap here or there because I saw the Poltergeist when I wasn't supposed to, like the movie Poltergeist. So I just wouldn't sleep because I would have nightmares. And yeah, it gets to the point where the stuff you see while you're asleep is just as scary as the stuff you see while you're awake. So that just means it will take a really long time to get an egg. Beldum. Yeah, I said Beldum. Yeah, you put it with a Ditto, though, and it should still yield an egg. Which is what I did, Because, yeah, it didn't have a gender, so... But it just never seemed like it gave me any eggs for it. Oh, I don't have those anymore. At least not on a consistent basis. No, I used to have them pretty bad with seeing that movie before I should have. I was way too young. To this day, though, I still haven't watched that movie since. Alright, we got about 5 more minutes left. We'll end at the 2-hour mark. But I hope to be back on later this evening. But we'll see if that actually happens, because I am tired. But I do want to get the Weedle today. Swayze, still have 7 hours of work? Well, I'll try to be on for your work entertainment. You know what? I'm gonna save. That seems like a good thing to do. See, that's the thing though, Swayze. If I don't stream, I'm probably still not gonna go to sleep. At least voluntarily. Because I'll probably stay up and watch an anime. I did finish what was made for Dan to Dan. That was pretty cool. And then I moved into Shield Hero. Oh yeah, Jay, you're not wrong. Always save twice. Saving twice is crucial. And then you save a third time just to make sure. If you're playing Zelda. Because this Weedle's taken so long to find, it has 2 Pokeballs. If I don't catch it in 2 Pokeballs, I have to reset and find it again, basically. Oh, that's gonna go nowhere. New anime popped up on your For You page called Sakamoto. Sounds interesting. I'm still waiting for Don Machi to start coming out, or to be done coming out, so I can binge the whole thing. You don't know if it's new, just new to you. And then that time I got reincarnated as a slime, fantastic. And I thought it was bad that I got to level 40 with Mudkip on Ruby Emerald Sapphire before first gym. This is going to be many Pokemon reaching level 30 before that. No, but y'all in conjunction with this Weedle not spawning are really making me question my life. Bobberson, you finally made it to the live. Oh my gosh, Kakuna. Well, the live, unfortunately, is ending in a minute. But I will be back in like an hour and a half, towards midnight my time. Did I trade one onto here, then trade it back? Nope. Sure didn't. I still have my Weedle in my... Well, no Weedle. I still have my Cocoon in my Beedrill. But I did catch it as a Weedle. I promise. Maybe I got the only encounters in the world on blue. If only you had a bank account. Why? Get yourself a bank account, Bobberson. Alright, this is going to be the last encounter for the stream here coming up. Oh, the goal. Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, the goal has not been hit for finding the Weedles or the Super Chat goal, but that's okay. Oh, I'm having another weird time with not having an encounter forever in a freaking day. See, don't you wish you could go through Mount Moon or Viridian Forest with this kind of luck, but when you want one to appear, it's just like, nah, I'm good. Darn it. Well, we will call it for the time being. End the stream, all that. I don't even know where we're at with the like goal, but probably not super high given the amount of viewers that have cycled through. Hasn't been super high, so not a terrible stream. I had a lot of fun. Enjoyed the conversations, chatting it up with you guys. But we will pick it back up a little bit later.